A 99-year lease with the city would go a long way to ensure that we are able to preserve this garden and our 15-acre ecosystem, which is very important to our community. The Key West Tropical Forest is a moist tropical forest and garden, and it's also a living museum, which has a collection policy from which we determine which plants will belong in the garden. In the 1930s, when the garden was created, the collection was kind of haphazard and opportunistic. However, since that time, we've narrowed our niche down to include only plants that are part of the Florida Keys, South Florida, the Caribbean Basin, and of course Cuba, and there are a few plants that are native only to the city of Key West. In the Florida Keys, we have around 600 native species of plants. In the West Indies, there's around 10,000 native species of plants. And in Cuba alone, there's 5,000 native plants. Many of these plants are endemic, which means they're found only in that part of the world. That means in our garden here, we have many plants that you cannot find anywhere else, and they could be the next cure for COVID. You never know. A 99-year lease with the city would go a long way to ensure that we are able to preserve this garden and our 15-acre ecosystem, which is very important to our community. In addition to the scientific facts that I mentioned about the native species, this is also a tropical native paradise and a respite from our small but urban city. We provide recreational and educational opportunities for our residents and our visitors, and it is a relaxing place to come to. The largest fraction of the variety of life on Earth is found in tropical moist forests like this garden. It supports plants, it supports local and migrating birds, butterflies, and various other fauna. The garden is vital to the circle of life for plants, animals, and humans, and we need to continue to preserve it for many more years to come.